Okay, today is February the 10th, Thursday, February the 10th, 22. Let's see, today here comes Hero, the wild husky dog, living 6 to 7 years in the woods, in the brush. I fed him today and banged his pots and pans, and it's about 22 degrees out today, 23. He's heading for that pan over there with a little lid on it and an old t-shirt. And he is a little, I like how he always stops and waits behind a tree, stops and waits, picks up his foot and waits. I have never once seen that dog walk right up to the pan. He checks every area, but he's coming pretty steady down the normal path. I like how he picks up his leg like that. And he's sniffing around to see what's up. He can kind of smell that t-shirt of mine. He's looking around. Now he's going to push the lid off. The lid's to keep it hot. And I made him some nice chicken breasts today. 2 good little chicken breasts with some hard dog food. Might be a little warm. Sometimes he doesn't come for over a half hour, and I'm dropping his food into that freezing cold pan. So that's why it's up on a little bit of insulation. I know it's crazy. I am sure the wild dogs, do not need a hot meal, but I feel sorry for him, and maybe it'd warm up his belly or warm him up just a little bit before he has to lay back down in the snow under the bushes and go to sleep for the night, especially when it gets 10 below zero, which we've had a few 2 and 3 degrees and 1 10-degree below zero. So this should give him a hot meal. The other thing is when I put it out hot, it's still smoking and steaming out there. But by the time he gets here, which is usually about 15 to 20 minutes, and he's really close. He's only about 200 yards away from the bowl tops. And it takes him that long from the time I bang the pots and pans for him to kind of merge. He wants to make sure I'm not coming out of the house. You can see his frequency, how many times he looks up at the house to make sure nobody's coming out the door. He looks like he's looking right into the camera on the second floor, but he is not doing that. Now the reason I make these same boring everyday videos of him just coming eating his food, again, is to watch his mannerisms, to see if he's going to kind of warm up. Maybe in spring I'll be able to sit out on the porch when he eats. The one neighbor who has seen him the longest for the 6 years has said that he probably won't ever get near a person and eat his food. Yesterday when he took off on that video, he took off. I went out and checked. He only ate half his food. I went for a long walk. When I came back, I see that he had finished it up. And what it was, my wife pulled up in the car in the driveway, which you can't see from here. So he saw somebody pull into the driveway and took off. Such a beautiful dog. So I was looking at comments. I was hoping to get some comments on what to do and how to befriend him a little bit more. Just trying to make his life more comfortable. I did find out that a couple people have told me that even though some neighbors have wanted to get him to Humane Society, they say that a feral dog who's been out for 6 or 7 years in the wild will probably never ever warm up to be a house pet. And if you can't get him around people, he may get euthanized. And I think, hey, he's been living 7 years out in that cold and out in the summer, and I think he's just a proud old dog I'd hate to see caged up and euthanized. So let's make his life happy. I know that I'm retired, so I can give him a steady food once a day. I'm going to try to taper off how much I give him. I'm trying to give him a good little piece of chicken or turkey or meat to keep his protein up for the winter I've been reading about. And in the summer, he can drop down the protein, maybe just what's in the dog food. see how much more comfortable he's getting. And you can see right where his front feet are at, that's the t-shirt laying there. And the first couple times when I put out my clothes, he would jump backwards and then tear off 100 yards away, and he'd wait and he'd take his time, sweet time to get back. Now he just seems like, okay, I'm used to it, and I'm used to that little piece of styrofoam to keep his food warm, and he just pushes that off. So he's getting a little bit more relaxed, just a little bit from what I can see. Such a pretty dog. I just don't know what's happened to people that are hurting animals. The neighbor said that he escaped from an abusive breeder, and the breeder was seen whipping him, and he jumped over the fence and took off, and the breeder never let him back in the yard, and then the breeder had moved away. So that's how the neighbors came to tell me that he's been out in these woods for about 6 to 7 years. He still has a collar on his neck, and I don't think it's too small. After this many years, he's full grown, except I gotta be careful I don't overfeed him. I thought I was going to start moving his dog food bowl closer to the house, but somebody else had told me, just don't make too many changes at once. Just be really relaxed, get him used to a good routine, even if it's months and months and months right there, which it has been. It's been since fall. Feeding him in the same spot, never moving the bowl. The only thing I stopped doing was bringing out water. I'd bring out water every single night, and he's off. Now, he's not running fast. Usually he tears out of here, but he looks content. The only kind of time I see a little bit of movement and wagging of his tail is when he leaves. Otherwise, his tail's always kind of stuck between his legs, and he doesn't move around. I have no idea what he's doing there. Maybe he's maybe going to the bathroom. He usually does that before he takes off, and then as soon as he goes, he takes off running. Kind of almost like he's happy. Yep, now he's running. Back into the woods he goes.